Hey YouTube, today we're going to be putting together an HTPC build featuring the Silverstone Raven Z01-E Mini-ITX case, support for full-size power supplies as well as graphics cards up to 13 inches. Now we have the Skylake Pentium G4400 at the heart of the build, paired with an ASRock H110M Mini-ITX motherboard with AC Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. We're going to be using the stock cooler for this build because the processor isn't as hot as my girlfriend, and we're not going to be overclocking because we can't. Fuck. We have, from memory, we have the Kingston HyperX Fury DDR4 clocked at 2133 MHz. For the power supply, we have the Corsair CX550M bronze semi-modular power supply. It's overkill for our needs here. But I may throw in a graphics card later down the road. For the storage, we have the ADATA SP550 SSD, 240 gigs. Plenty for our needs. And for the keyboard of choice, we have the Logitech K400 Plus wireless keyboard. It features an integrated touchpad, and I got on an Amazon sale for about 20 bucks. And I'm just gonna be building on my bed here, because I have nowhere else to build. I'm sorry. Without further ado, time-lapse start.
I did run into some issues building this case. The stock cooler's cable management clip caused some clearance issue with the RAM, and it put some pressure on the closest RAM stick, and I was not comfortable with that, so I rotated the cooler just to avoid it. The Wi-Fi on the motherboard was difficult to install, but I somehow managed. You're required to place the wires with the gold rounded pins at the end to the tiny gold ports on the Wi-Fi module, and then apply pressure. It should click. Many reviewers, Newegg, PC Part Picker, complain about the difficulties of installing it, and some even destroy their Wi-Fi somehow. Cable management on the case is absolutely atrocious. I didn't install a GPU in the build, so there are mostly cables where the GPU would be, but that's to be expected with a small form factor case. But I also had a problem closing the side panel. Something seemed to be preventing it from being shot all the way. It's probably some cables or the power supply getting in the way of the fan that's installed on the side panel. There was a clearance issue with the power supply. I had trouble screwing it in through the back of the case after installing the power supply in the included bracket. Silverstone recommends using power supplies 140 millimeters or under, with 150 being the absolute limit. The power supply used was just under 150 millimeters at 149.9, pretty much 150. Even at the size of the power supply, the cables would interfere with the installation of the included 2.5-inch SSD bracket. The case has up to 4 2.5-inch drive bays, so unless you're installing 4 SSDs, then this is a non-issue. Included in the case were 3 magnetic dust filters. The magnets weren't very strong, but will do just fine. 4 rubber feet when orienting the case vertically, and 4 rubber domes when orienting the case horizontally with included adhesives for installation.
It supports full-size power supplies as well as graphic cards up to